Hey, it's Mo. I'm glad you're here today. I wanted to talk e.l.f. and e.l.f. holiday because you know I love the holidays. I love holiday makeup. These I've been really looking forward to. They're the 3 new eyeshadow palettes from e.l.f. for holiday 2019, and I ordered them like 9 days ago from the e.l.f. website. I haven't seen them anywhere else, and I kept waiting and waiting and waiting for them to arrive, and they finally have, so I thought you might want to see them. I think Haute Chocolate is how they expect you to say it. It's that H-A-U-T-E, which I usually refer to as like haute couture, but I think they're saying hot chocolate. Each of the palettes is $10, and there are 3 palettes. This is what the packaging looks like. On the outside, this is still in the box. And there are 15 shadows in each one, and there are 3, as I said. This is Sugar. This one is Spice. And I bet you can guess the name of the next one. Everything Nice. So there are the 3 palettes in the packaging, in case you see them in store and you're wondering which ones they are. And we're going to take them out, we're going to swatch them, and we're going to have a look. So I'm going to open Sugar first, in keeping with the Sugar, Spice, and Everything Nice idea here. As I said, there are 15 shadows, and I did look at the weight. They don't give a weight per shadow, but they give a total weight of 12 grams. When you divide that by 15, you end up with 0.8 grams for each shadow. So that's what the outside packaging looks like. Very simple. And by the way, I wanted to mention that nowhere on the palette does it tell you the name of the palettes. And the only place you're going to see that is on the actual packaging right here. So if you're kind of a nerd about names for your makeup like I am, you might want to label them or keep them in the box, or I don't know, maybe I'm the only one who does that. But anyway, this is the Sugar palette. So e.l.f. says these are pigmented shadows in matte, shimmer, and soft finishes for the ultimate cool tone palette. So there are the shades. I'll hold them up a little closer for you. Definitely cool tone, there's no question about that. So that is the Sugar palette, and the Spice palette is next. And in direct contrast, this one they say is the Ultimate Warm Tone palette, which you'll see here. So this is the Warm Tone palette. This is called Spice, and again, there's no name on this palette. There's like this little sticker, but it's more like an inspection sticker. It doesn't have the name Spice on it anywhere. So there is that one, and here's what it looks like inside. No mirror on these, which is not unusual for e.l.f. So Warm Tone palette, although I would argue that there's some pretty cool tones in here, like this and that. Even this is a cooler tone. So I'm not convinced this is the Ultimate Warm Tone palette. There's that one, and then that leaves us with Everything Nice. And they say this one is the Ultimate Rose Tone palette. So there is Everything Nice. And this is actually what I have on my eyes today. As is usual, I put on my makeup this morning at about 6:30 in the morning. Now it's about going on 5 o'clock at night. So good 10 hours I've had this eyeshadow on because I wanted to try it on and see what kind of longevity I could get from it before we talked about it. So again, here is the inside and all the shades in the Everything Nice palette. As I said, they call this the Ultimate Rose Tone palette. And I wanted to talk size, so we'll just use this one that I was looking at. So I assumed when I saw these on the website that they would be the same size as the 18 pan e.l.f. shadows that they've had out. The new neutrals, Earth and Ocean is this one, 18 Hit Wonders, all of those. They are not the same size. These are 0.8 grams. So you can see the size difference right there in terms of the packaging, and then the pans are also smaller. This is $10, these are $15, but I just want you to be aware that if you see them online and you think, oh, you're expecting them to be the same size as these, they are not, they are smaller. There's your size comparison, and let's do some swatches, because I think that's probably why you're here, because I know for me, when something is only online, I'm like, well, what do the colors really look like? And I think we're gonna go across. I just did these 2, third one, 4th one. None of the shades have names, or if they do, they have not shared them with us in any way. So there's the first 4 shades. Wow, can you even see that? That one doesn't have any color. This one. It feels really soft. Let's just try it again here. Even in person, it's kind of a yellowy gold, but even in person, that's difficult for me to see any color. The other ones I do see color, even this really light one. And then we go here. All of them feel really nice and soft. In fact, softer than I might have expected from a holiday palette. The last one I did was the silver right here, a very shimmery, shiny silver. And we go here. As I said, there's no names, so I'm just kind of saying this one and this one and this one. This one feels a little dry. This one I have my little finger in right here. There's the colors of those. This one not showing up. Well, it's not too bad. I think these two colors are fairly similar, although this one clearly is deeper and has a bit more green and seems to show up better in a swatch. And then here are the last three in the sugar palette. I'm going to do these up here. So those three aren't bad. Kind of a traditional black charcoal kind of color there. So there's the swatches from the sugar palettes. So moving on to the spice palette right here, you can definitely tell this is warmer. Same thing, we're just going to kind of go across, and no names or anything on these. There's what they look like. That orange or red, yeah, I'd call that an orange. That shows up pretty nicely. These first two are fairly light. And then this one was kind of a, I don't know what you'd call this. In fact, I don't consider this warm. This looks more like a cool, almost pink to me. In fact, when I swatch it, it looks pretty pink. Let's see if that comes out there. See that? So I don't know about this whole ultimate warm palette thing they're saying. Moving on to here. They really feel soft. I want to see what that yellow looks like. So that's how they look. Just a touch. What do we think of that yellow? And there's another kind of burnt orange. More burnt than this orange. The yellow isn't bad. Yellow isn't bad. It's lighter than these two shades, so it's a little hard to get a fair read on that, I think. And then the burnt orange was that right there. And this one's kind of a greenish color. Like that. Whew. That purpley, I'd call that a plummy brown, actually. That plummy brown swatched beautifully. But really, I mean, when you look at this, are you like, that is so warm? I mean, I get it that it's warm, but there's definitely cool tones in here. I feel like this is a combo of warm and cool tones, which I actually like. So 3 left. This one is a shimmer. They feel really soft. They feel really nice. These actually don't look vastly different than the last 3 in the sugar palette, actually. Kind of a brown and kind of that charcoal color. So there's all the swatches of the spice palette. These shades are brighter and a little bolder than the sugar palette. So, and I think they look pretty good. I don't think the sugar palette swatched badly. I just think those tones in general are lighter. And on my skin tone, they might not show up as much. And then the third is the Everything Nice palette, which they say is the Ultimate Rose palette. Right here, and we'll do the same thing here. Again, they feel very soft. You can see there's a lot of pink tones in this palette. I think I didn't quite grab that one well. So that's interesting the way that's swatching. I'm going to put a little more of that kind of purpley color on and just see if that was me or if... It's kind of one of those that like it lays down a lot at first, and then you'd probably have to, it might be a little challenging to blend. They feel so soft. You can definitely see those rosy, pinky tones in there. And this is kind of a gold. I feel like this one might be one of those kind of flaky, kind of glittery. They don't have a lot of impact. Let's see for sure. Shows up more than I would have guessed. This one is similar. It's swatched in a similar way. In fact, I'm going to put a little more over that one so you can see the color. And I'm going to put a little more on that one that I thought might be kind of flaky, like white and flaky. You can see that it's got the shimmer, but it doesn't just, you know, it isn't like a solid, smacks you in the face kind of pigment. And that leaves us with 3 left in the Everything Nice palette. Like that. I'm going to put these up here. And those last 3 swatched very nicely. So this one, it's interesting. This one seems more hit and miss to me. The shimmers in particular in this one, they seem a little more dry, a little flaky on the swatches. You know, they don't have that like you just swipe it on and you're amazed, because often shimmers have more impact on a swatch than mattes. But I would say in this palette, at least, these 3 for sure. Like if the whole palette was like this, would be fantastic. But it feels real like summer patchy. This seems okay. These look great. So I feel like the Everything Nice palette is a little more hit and miss. The Everything Nice palette is what I have on my eyes today. As I said, I put this on like 10 hours ago. So this one in the crease, then I put this on just kind of with my finger, and then I added this a bit more out here, and you can see what it looks like. And you know, to be fair, this has been on for quite a long time, but I will say I haven't had any creasing at all. And the color, I'm sure the color isn't quite as vibrant as when I put it on, but it's really not bad. I'm actually pretty happy with the way the shadows performed. And as you know, swatches do not always translate exactly to the way they perform on the eye. Because $10 palettes with 15 shadows each, 3 different color stories. I think that's kind of nice that they did 3 separate palettes with 3, you know, one is cool, one is warm, and one is, you know, a little more rose toned. Because if you're giving one of these as a gift, or if you've got, you know, maybe 3 people and you want to give each one a gift, they each get a different one. Or if you are interested in one of these for yourself, you know, you can choose. Are you more into cool tones? Are you more into the rose tones? Are you more into kind of that warm? I've seen people say that they thought maybe e.l.f. was kind of trying to create a dupe here for the Sunrise palette, and this one for the Lila palette. And this one was, I think what I saw was the Natasha Denona Gold palette. I would not say these are dupes for those. I can see this one, especially that, you know, that yellow pop makes you think, oh, and this one kind of that pinky shimmer makes you think, oh, it's just like the Sunrise palette. But there are some similarities, but I don't think I would consider these dupes. But mainly, I wanted you to see what they really look like in real life, because even if you aren't shopping online, if these happen to be in store, like at Target or wherever you shop, you're still not going to be able to test them, right? It's still going to be packaged and you're not going to be able to do anything with them. So I always find it helpful for drugstore makeup in particular, where there's no testers, to like see what someone thinks of them or what the swatches look like and that kind of thing. So I hope that was helpful, because that is my only purpose here. And thank you for hanging out and talking makeup with me. I love this stuff. And I want to say thank you to everybody who's been kind of checking in, and people have been subscribing, and that's really lovely. And I really enjoy having you here, and I love answering comments. I love to talk makeup. So I hope you're having a good day, and I will talk to you soon.